up the road, about 25 to 50 yards, and buried. I've done some bad things. The question is what, of course, and how, and maybe even most importantly, why.
Therefore, it is the sentence of this court as to count one of the indictment that you, Theodore Robert Bundy, be adjudicated guilty of murder in the first degree, and that you be sentenced to death for the murder of Kimberly Diane Beach.
You really feel that hardcore pornography and the doorway to it, softcore pornography, is doing untold damage to other people and causing other women to be abused and killed the way you did others.
Listen, I'm no social scientist, and I haven't done a survey. I mean, I don't pretend that I know what John Q. Citizen thinks about this. But I've lived in prison for a long time now. And I've met a lot of men who were motivated to commit violence just like me. And without exception, every one of them was deeply involved in pornography, without question, without exception. Deeply influenced and consumed by an addiction to pornography.
He often, after striking and rendering the girl unconscious, would molest them and strangle them simultaneously. And he enjoyed that quite a bit.
Investigators found 7 skulls and 4 heads, one of them in a refrigerator. In this blue barrel, still more body parts. After 13 years, the murder spree had finally come to an end, but not before at least 17 young men were dead, their bodies mutilated. After a 2-week trial in January 1992, Jeffrey Dahmer was sentenced to more than 900 years in prison.
This defendant will never again see freedom.
It maybe started out as just childhood curiosity, just to see what it looked like inside. Right. And something went wrong.
Was there some pleasure in the cutting open of the animal?
Yes, there was. No sexual pleasure, but just it's hard to describe.
Sense of power, sense of control?
I suppose that's a good way of putting it, yeah.
At Jeffrey's trial, experts said it was impossible to link his criminal behavior to the prescription drugs his mother may have taken during her pregnancy. And tests showed no brain or genetic abnormalities.
It would come to forever define this stretch of moorland on the outskirts of Manchester as a place touched by evil. 5 children, all abducted, tortured and murdered. All but one of them buried here in the marshy peat bogs of Saddleworth Moor. More than 20 years after their conviction, Brady and Hindley were escorted back to Saddleworth Moor, where Pauline Reed's remains were found.
It's in a tourniquet, so it cut off the air. So if you're going to kill somebody, you just put it on their neck and twist it 3 times or 4 times or whatever till the person stopped moving. When I got into clown makeup, I regressed into childhood. It was fun being a clown because you could be yourself or just let yourself go and act a fool.
And he knew we weren't going to stop. So now as he's backtailing, he's saying, all right, I'm nuts.
Gacy's home in suburban Chicago was besieged by a fleet of officers and evidence technicians. Captured on this rare police video, the excavation of the crawl space was carried out with the precision of an archaeological dig. Piece by piece, officers lifted the remains of Gacy's victims through the floorboards and carried them out the front door. It was then that John Wayne Gacy was introduced to the world as the worst serial killer in American history.
He said to me, I'm a mother. I love him. How can I stop loving him?
33 bodies were found in all. Hundreds gathered outside the prison walls to celebrate Gacy's execution. Supporters of the death penalty believed that if anyone should be executed, it was John Gacy.
This is being described as one of the nastiest homicides in King County record. 25 detectives have been assigned to the case full-time, making this one of the largest investigations in the county's history.